I don't subscribe to any particular way of doing things, you know. I never went to school like you guys are to learn the job. I just started doing it when I was a young kid. And, you know, a little bit when I was maybe 21, 22, I did some classical text classes. I'd always seen the people who had a piece of paper saying that they were an actor as people who were, you know, definitely sort of above me, you know. They had a degree that said that they'd studied the craft, you know. And while I was trying to save money to go to the National Institute of Dramatic Art in Australia, I ended up gathering all this experience, which meant that by the time I had enough money in the bank to go to school, I really didn't need to go to school anymore because I was already a working actor, you know. So I've just picked up bits and pieces from everywhere.
How much work do you do before you come on the set? Do you work at home with the script? Do you prepare
Yes, of course.
on your own? Of
Yes.
course.
Preparation and research is a privilege, and I love to do it. I'm very inquisitive, and I also know, I absolutely know, that the more I put into the character, the more is apparent on the screen. So, for example, on LA Confidential, Bud White was supposed to be the largest man in the Los Angeles Police Department. I hired a flat that was very, very small. I could hardly even fit in the doorway of the bathroom. But to me, every day doing that, especially during rehearsals, I felt like I was big, you know. I was oversized for my environment, which is the mentality that Bud White's supposed to have. I used to pretend to myself that I only operated from the inside, you know. Then I realized, when I was doing the insider, that I had nowhere to go unless the f***ing hair was right. Address the external. If you're a pirate, get yourself an eye patch, you know, or a parrot or something, you know. Address the external as early as you possibly can. Get it out of your way. You know, have a look at your costume, think about your costume, and don't be afraid to readjust any of those decisions, you know. The bottom line is, as Scorsese said, man, you don't get anywhere until you make a decision. So start making decisions quickly, you know. But be open and lucid enough and fluid enough to change your mind if you prove yourself wrong, okay? And be cool about that while you're discovering things, you know. Look for the nuggets of gold, man, you know. Don't just make a decision and then if you find yourself wrong and you do not go back on what you've done, you're just undercutting the whole process and you're kidding yourself. You shouldn't be doing the gig if you're going to fall in love with things like that. You know, serve the character, not yourself.
What high school did you attend?
I went to 3 different high schools.
Sydney Boys, I'm thinking.
I went to Sydney Boys High, Auckland Boys Grammar, and Mount Roskill Grammar.
I think it was Sydney Boys High School had a motto in Latin.
Veritate virtute.
Which means?
Truth and honor, yeah.
Unless I'm mistaken, I heard something very like it just before a battle scene.
Yes.
In Gladiator.
I went to Ridley because I was, you know, I was looking for something that, you know, instead of just saying goodbye. Something that felt gladiatorial, military, you know, something that sort of, and that felt part of the time. And so I remembered that school motto, and I converted it. And I said it to him in Latin, and he sort of raised an eyebrow, and he took his cigar out of his mouth. He goes, "What does that mean then?" And I said, "Strength and honor." And he goes, "Say that."
In The Sum of Us, you played a part that was, again, widely divergent from anything you've done before. What was the role?
I played a gay football-playing plumber. And I had to kiss an actor called John Paulson. Whenever people ask me, you know, so, Russell, what's been your favorite screen kiss to date?
A question you will not hear tonight.
I always say that just because it freaks people out, you know. And, you know, I mean, he came up to me, right? And he goes, "Russell, look, you know, we've got the kissing scene coming up, mate, and I've never kissed a bloke, mate, and I was wondering if do you reckon we should get together and rehearse?" And I said, Johnny, mate, right, sit down, have a sit. Now, I'm about to go and work with Sharon Stone after we finish this movie, John. And he goes, "Yeah, yeah." And I said, "I got a kissing scene with Sharon." "Yeah, yeah." How do you reckon she's going to react if I ask her for some rehearsal time? And he said, but I'm only saying it because I've never kissed a bloke. And I said, well, mate, I've never kissed a bloke either. But I tell you what, right? You lean in far enough, I'll lean in far enough. I'm sure we'll remember what to do in the time.